So let's just wait like 2 or 3 minutes for the other ones to join. Okay, I need to take it to Telegram. All right. Telegram. Okay, so I hope we can start now. Let me see if there's. Okay, I hope we can start. The other people will join us. So thank you everyone for joining us again today. Today is the sixth day of our ongoing series of training on advanced Microsoft Excel. And today is the 17th of December, 2022. We started a project together 2 sessions ago, which is how to automate a group financial report. We are assuming a group of 5 individual companies separately listed, separately incorporated, but you as the financial reporter or the group financial reporter, you receive both the income statement and the balance sheet of all these business units. On a monthly basis, you receive the income statement and balance sheet from the business unit managers. And it is your responsibility to consolidate. Hello, who is talking? Let me just try and see if I can. Okay, so it is your responsibility as a financial reporter to consolidate the financial statements of the business units. The first thing is that you are charged to always prepare the cash flow for each of these business units. And the board of directors, they are interested in seeing both the month-wise financial statements for each of the business units and the consolidation, the year-to-date financial statement for each BUs and the consolidation. They're also interested in the quarterly financial statements of each BUs and the consolidation. They are interested finally in the half-yearly financial statements for each of the BUs and the consolidation. For instance, by the end of March, they want to see what is the position of the company. By the end of June, what is the position of the company? And you should know that the second quarter will tally with what we have in the first half. And the same thing for the fourth quarter, it should tally with what we have in the second half of the year. So you also make presentation to the board of directors, probably on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis. And you have to put in a financial summary into a PowerPoint presentation, because it's completely impossible to pack all this quantum of data into PowerPoint and say you want to go and present to your management. Nobody's going to listen to you. It's too overwhelming. So you have to like bring out a particular highlights or just a summary, and possibly some charts and graph, and put it in PowerPoint, present to your management. So this is actually what we have been trying to achieve. That is the objective. And I believe that by the end of the program, you should be able to, you should be confident in case you find yourself in a group, in a group company, and your responsibility is to do this, or you can support somebody that owns such a responsibility. So this is the objective, and we're going to move. Let me just quickly run you through a few slides that I have here before we go into the practical session. So as you know, it's a sixth day, and this is me, and this is my profile. My name is Segun Adewumi. And in case you want to connect with me on the social media, I really encourage you to do that. Here is my LinkedIn. This is our website. I also blog frequently, but not as frequent as before because of some other task. I'm also available on Twitter. You can get my videos on YouTube. And this is my telephone number. And you can send me an email in case you have a question or you have anything to discuss with me. So this is regarding the ongoing. Why can I just hide this thing here? Okay. This is the project that we are working on, the case study. And the last session, we were able to work on this year to date, everything just for a single BU. But today, we should be able to prepare this consolidated YTD financial statement, consolidated monthly, consolidated quarterly, consolidated half yearly. And we're going to, one thing I need to add is this summary and then the dashboard. So these are the 5 business units that we've been talking about. I believe you're already familiar with them. So these are the activities that has been carried out from day 1 to day 6. And day 7 is going to be a full business intelligence training. I mean data analysis now in Excel. So these are what we do. We are into writing business proposals, business plan. And if you want to prepare presentation slide, pitch deck, we also do that. We do financial modeling and valuation. Sometimes this thing come in package, which you can also get some discounts. We are also into cloud computing and consulting, whether it is AWS or Microsoft Azure. We do data visualization, Power BI, Excel, Tableau, and every other aspect of accounting and finance, apart from audits and maybe capital markets. And also we do corporate training in any of these areas. In case your company want to train its employees on Power BI, Tableau, advanced SQL, and in fact, even all these reporting services, SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services, SQL Server Reporting Services, SQL Server Analytical Services, any of your need, we are always available for you. But today, all we want to do is Microsoft Excel. And let's just jump right in and start our project. So this is where we stopped the last week. Let me reduce it a little bit. This is where we stopped the last week. I want to expand this and also expand this. And what I'm typing is Alt-HOI in case you want to master that. I really think it's time.
You are not sharing your screen yet.
I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I didn't share my screen throughout my presentation. And nobody corrected me. Okay, it's fine.
No, we saw it. We saw it.
Okay, thank you. Now, if time permits today, I will walk you through how to be quick with Excel, like how to use the shortcuts, just a little bit of it. Now, we've done only for CTL last week. Let me just do one more. You understand? I will do one more, especially the one that I think could have given you a bit of challenge. And then after doing that, I will now show you the worksheet that I've already completed so that we don't waste too much time. Let me share my screen instead of sharing that worksheet. Share screen. Okay. And I want to open something else. Six. No. Yes. Okay, let's work with this time around. Because I think this could pose a bit of problem. And that is why, is it this? No, this one is too straightforward. This one is straightforward. Which one was that? Okay, I think it's this. So let's work with this one. So, and this is the one for Silvertail Limited. So we're just going to copy and paste. There's no big deal here. So I'll just copy the revenue. I'll copy the revenue and then pay special from 2021 or ESV. Or ESV we pay special. This one, I want to turn this to number formats without any decimal. Let me just put it in general. Okay. So the next thing is what? The cost of revenue. So I'll come here. Cost of revenue. I'll copy everything at once. Then also pay special. Okay. So let's see if the formula is good. The formula is good. Can copy everything. Oh, no. So what we're going to do is that let's hide all the columns that we don't need. So let's hide all the columns that we don't need. So now we can come here and then Control R or HOI to open up all the cells. So from here, we want to do our operating expenses. And that can be taken as this selling general and admin expenses here. So we copy everything also. And we put that in. There's no direct depreciation to add back. So this one is add back direct depreciation in case there's any. Direct depreciation. But there's none. You can just type in 0 so that that place will not just be empty. And now let's see if this formula is correct. This minus this, fine. Control R to take it to the right. Let's also do our gross profit margin, which is this divided by revenue. Let's put it in our percentage sales style and take everything to the right. This one is good to go. Let's take it to the right. So please kindly stop me in case there's any question. So our depreciation and amortization. So let's just copy the two at once. But ESV to pay special. And then let's see if this formula is correct. Fine. So let's take everything to the right now. So the next thing is about interest income and interest expense. So we only have finance cost, which is interest expense. So we can just copy that. Alt ESV. I know many of you are familiar with this part already. So there's nothing special here. So we have our tax expense. We should pick and we put it here. So let's see if everything is correct. Fine, fine. All well and good. Control R. Control R. So let's also copy the balance sheet items. So for PP and intangible assets, you can copy the two at once. I will say Alt ESV to paste special, Alt HOI to open that up. So let's just quickly sum it up. So we can put 0 here and copy everything to the right. Alt HOI. So for current assets, we come here, we only have our trade receivables and cash and cash equivalents. Just here. Alt ESV. And we have our cash and cash equivalents, almost 0 all through. Okay. Alt ESV. So let's put 0 in all these other places. So you can see the benefit of hiding all those unused columns. So we don't need to be tracing it to the last column there. So let's do the summation of everything. Alt equals to, we sum everything at once. And total asset will be total non-current plus total current. And then we can take the two to the right at once by pressing our Control R. So let's go to the liability section very quickly. So we have trade payable, current tax, and bank overdraft. Trade payable, which you come here. So why designing this your template? You must have an idea of all the line items in every BU's financial statement and reflect it. Even if you have to put 0 in some places, put it. But because everything has to be structured the same way, the template has to be uniform. So let's say, for example, there is a bank overdraft in Crystal Trowel, but there's no bank overdraft in Silvertail. Still go ahead, put that line for bank overdraft in Silvertail, but you can put 0 so that we have uniform template. So that is just the idea. You will see that even if you go to any other worksheet here, they are structured the same way. What ESV. So the next is current tax payable. Current tax payable. And then finally, we have bank overdraft. What ESV. So let's put 0 in this place here. Control R. So now we can then sum everything together. In fact, you can do this. Let's see. If you highlight everything like this, you can just press Alt equals to. It will sum everything automatically. So these are just simple Excel skills to make things fast. You don't have to be repeating the same thing over again. Alt ESV, we paste in the the long-term liability, and finally, equity and retained earnings. Alt ESV. So let's sum this. And then go here. So other equity, there's nothing like other equity. So let's sum this and also sum every of this together. This, am I correct? Okay, total non-current asset. Okay, fine. So let's sum this plus this and plus this. So we can then take the two to the right. Let's see if our account is balanced. Where is the balance check? Is it up or down? Balance sheet, do we have a balance check? So we should, okay, let's see. Let's just use a simple highball. This is 57658. Let's check it out. 57658. So it's balanced now. So let's quickly do our cash flow statements. Okay. Let me make this thing big now, since we've been able to copy in our balances there. So let's just say we're going to profit before tax. We pick that from the income statements, and that is it. The next thing is our depreciation and amortization that we must add back. Depreciation and amortization, just this plus this. Okay. The next is our inventory. Did we bring back data for the previous year, 2021? Okay, fine. In fact, we don't need this year for 2021. We are starting from 2022. Let's just go back and pick our profit before tax. And another thing I want to do is that I want to fix paying. If I'll just put it under this, my input, or okay, let me put it under my units. I'll put the cursor under my unit and press Alt WFF. So it will fix both the row and the column at the same time. All right. So now I can scroll up and down and still be seeing this, my column heading and also my row headings. So let's go back to 2022. So depreciation and amortization now. Depreciation plus amortization. And then the next is inventory. You know, inventory is always previous year minus current year. And since we are working with YTD, you should remember the one that you will lock. You will lock the previous year. And you said that's, the previous period, minus the current period. And in fact, let's see if we can just lock let's lock only the column and allow the rows to move and then copy down. Okay. So this is not what we did last time, but I think this should be better. Let's just try to verify if everything is working perfectly. Let me see. So this is prepayment. No, it's not going to work for, okay, when we come to the receivables, let's just do it one after the other. There's nothing to rush about. Okay, so let me fix everything up. For trade receivables, we go back to the balance sheets and we say the previous balance, which we lock, minus current balance, right? And the same thing for other receivables. I'll just be a little bit fast. Other receivables, previous, which I will lock, minus current. Prepayment, nothing different. Follow the same idea. I'll lock it, minus current. So the next now is trade payable. This situation, trade payable is always current minus the previous. Trade payable, which is current, minus the previous, and I will lock the previous balance. Okay. Other payables, the same thing, current minus period, current minus period, and I will lock the period. And accruals. Please, if you have any question, don't hesitate. minus previous. Sorry. Okay, so I'm just verifying if I'm recording or not. So tax payable. How do we treat tax payable? Do we really need this line? Let me see if we put the line in the previous one. Tax payable. Okay, we don't need that line item. We got this. We have to delete it. It's not relevant. So I'm working with words now. YTD. Sorry, just a moment. Okay, so there's a mistake. I will tell you later. So the tax page is going to be the tax for the previous period. Tax for the previous period. So, and that should be, it should be negative since you are making payments. So it should be negative. So let's just try to sum everything together. So we sum everything together like that. And then we can go to property, plant, and equipment. And that will be the previous balance. The previous balance, right? Minus the current balance. Okay, so let me just lock this. Then plus depreciation and amortization. Depreciation and amortization. So, or instead, we can just pick this up in our cash flow statement. We can pick this up from here. So this will be our addition to property, plant, and equipment. Let's just quickly try to verify that. So we have this 5, 6, we have depreciation. Let me just check this only. All right, so. Okay, so we can verify in case our account doesn't balance, we can always go back and verify all those things. So intangible assets. We also do the same thing. Intangible assets. We say the previous balance, which we're going to lock, minus the current balance, plus our what? Plus our amortization. So this time around, we just change this one, this plus to plus depreciation. Let's pick it from the income statement. Plus depreciation. All right, so let's sum this together. And then we go to our cash flow from financing activities. Net increase or decrease in long-term liabilities. We just go up there and do the plus or minus. Long-term liabilities, where are you? We say this minus this. So we fix that previous year balance. And is there any new equity? Let's go to our equity section of the balance sheet. We say this minus this, and we fix that previous period balance. So let's add everything together. And then let's see, what is our ending balance, ending cash balance for the previous period? We go to our balance sheets and we say cash and cash equivalents minus the bank overdrafts. And that will be our beginning balance for the current period. What is our cash for the period? That will be cash from operation plus cash from investing plus cash from financing. Okay, or HOI to open that up. So now we are now saying what is our cash as per balance sheet? Let's bring that. Let's see if we're going to be correct. That will be this cash and cash equivalents minus the bank overdraft. So we are having a difference of 6,000. So any reason for the difference that we are having? So we need to go back and verify whatever we've done to be sure that we are correct. So this is 6,166. And here we are having this 6,166. So that means automatically that problem is coming from here. So can somebody just tell me what the problem is? I want to hear from you. Hello? Why is that account not balanced? Oluyemi, look at this cash flow statement very well. Look at cash flow from operation vis-a-vis this ending balance and vis-a-vis this difference. What do you think is happening and why is our account not balanced, Oluyemi? Over to you. Mr. Jude.
Yeah, yes.
Why is the account not balanced?
I'm thinking that the intangible assets is a cash movement, but it's not a liquid cash per se.
It's not a liquid cash.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that. I know when we talk about it's a physical asset, it's not quickly convertible to cash. But what we're talking about is the cash expended or the cash received, and that is what is going into this our statement of cash flow. Who else wants to throw more light on that?
I think we should check the formula for this property, plant, and equipment. It's supposed to be current period balance plus depreciation for the period, then minus prior period balance. So if that's what we did, then
current period balance plus depreciation.
Yeah, for the period.
Minus
prior period balance.
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to.
Okay, let's try it. Let's just try it here. We are saying current period, please guide me.
Current period balance.
Current period PPE minus the previous period,
no,
right?
Plus depreciation
period.
For the period.
Okay, plus depreciation. Plus depreciation for the period. Depreciation for the period. Then minus
minus prior period balance.
Prior period balance. It should be this, since it's a year-to-date something. So we should be having this
instead of this 6.
Then I can go here and fix it. Okay, this one is cool. Then I'll also put it here and put this on amortization. Okay, so now we should be having these 3. So if we have had these 3 here, let's just pay special. What is let's see whether it's a balance. Okay, it's not balanced because it's not the same thing. 308 something. So actually, the problem here is just because we are supposed to be using, it's supposed to be negative, simply because it's we are expending cash. So we can just simply wrap this up with a minus. Okay. And I think the same thing for here, for this place. All right, so if we had this together, let's see, it's still minus. Okay, so we have to try that your idea. So we go up, we say current period You know, sometimes I even forgot, I don't have this thing in my memory, I just forget it. If I'm not using it, I forget it. Current period minus
plus depreciation.
Okay.
Plus depreciation for
yeah,
the
it's the
period.
same thing. We can then say plus depreciation now.
Yeah.
Plus depreciation. Plus depreciation. And then we say equals to, no, it can't be this. Let's do that again. Current period plus depreciation minus trial period, and I log this. So we have 0. And then if you do the same thing for the intangible assets, let's just take it back. If I bring this one down here, and then like this one is also 0. So this is not showing what we're looking for at all. This is not exactly what we're looking for. So let me just see the way I do that in my other workbook. STL. So it will be current minus previous. Just a moment, I'm going to keep working on this silver tail. All right. So it's current minus previous. This minus 6. So so we're saying current balance
I saw now
minus previous, and then plus our depreciation. That should give us what we're looking for. Plus depreciation. So we have this. Why is it not calculating? Let me see if I need to. Okay, it's enabled already. This is showing balance, but I'm not sure that is the correct thing. I'm not sure. So for silver tail is H and I. Just give me a moment here. I want to be sure that I'm even picking the right data. I'm not sure I'm picking the right data. 561. Am I picking the right data? Yes. 561, 56. Okay, so something is not right. Yeah. 561. Earnings after tax. The data is not correct, so we need to quickly go back there. So it will be 7 something. 561. Okay, so there's something wrong about our data. Let me just quickly correct it. 7. I see. So I need to quickly put in the correct data. Or in other words, let me just open for you the one that I have already completed so that I don't waste a lot of time. Where is this? Okay, so this is what we're talking about. What's HOI to open that up? I think I actually picked the wrong data. That is why we're having such a problem. So I'm really sorry about that. So this is our income statement for this STL, just the same way that we brought everything in normally. And we got our earnings after tax. Then I populated the balance sheets, the non-current assets, the current assets, and everything. And then I also did the statement of cash flow, just the same way. This one, let me try to fix the pin. Let me fix pin here. Odds WFF. Fine. So it's just similar thing that we've been doing, is only that the data, like the income statement is from another company, while the balance sheet's from another company. And that is why we got that mixed up. So let's go to this, our acquisition of PPE again. Look at the formula. The formula is the current period plus depreciation minus the previous period. Is exactly the way Kolawole had explained. Current minus previous plus depreciation for the period. And the same thing applies to intangible assets too. But it's only simply because we are expending cash. You know, we are talking about investment activity, acquisition of PPE, acquisition of intangible. We have to put that minus in front. And then you can see now that we have a balance of cash and cash equivalents. So don't forget to put this your opening balance of cash and cash equivalents. Then the opening balance, we call this the corkscrew method. When the opening balance, when the closing balance of one period is the opening balance of the next period, it's called the corkscrew method, and everything is balanced. So do you have any question before we move forward? Hello? Hello?
So practicing it on our own now might likely have the same issue with that other data that we have.
Okay.
The one that we had before.
Yeah, the issue is that I'm also going to provide you this workbook. I'm going to provide you this workbook so that you can use it to check everything. So now I've already populated the data for month-wise financial statements. You know, remember we did it the last time. We did the month-wise financial statement the last time. So, and the same thing for the quarterly financial statements. It's just by using simple sum-if formula. If you remember what we did the last time, sum-if formula for the income statement items, you use lookup formula for the balance sheet items. And you remember all those naming. I had to name the dates range so that I can call upon it easily. So I use a lookup formula for the balance sheet items. And for the cash flow items, I also use a sum-if formula, except the beginning balance, and except the beginning balance that I had to like use the lookup formula for. You know, we have to take cognizance of ending balance when we talk about balance sheet items. So that is just the way we did our quarterly, and the same thing goes for half yearly. So if you don't understand this half yearly and quarterly, how we did it, I would really advise to go back to last session and watch the video. So now what do we want to concentrate our energy on today? And that will be this consolidated financial statement. I've already laid the templates and also, this financial summary. So let's quickly do that. How do we do our consolidated financial statement? It's not difficult, but it's only the automation aspect that will be so helpful to you. First thing, let me just try and delete all these formulas so that I do it all over again. Okay, so this is another thing I did when you were not with me. If you go to our model guide, I now include the list of months, month 1 to month 12, and this is the ending dates. So it's very simple. I just say January, I picked it from here, our model start dates, which is here. And I now use the end of month formula to get my January to December, which is pretty simple, okay? So let's try and build, let's do these dynamic dates. What I want to achieve here with this date is that, we are assuming the scenario whereby in January, you just impute the figure for January and you generate your consolidated YTD. And when you get to February, you impute the figure for February. We are not assuming a situation whereby you have all the financials from January to December. This template is on a month-by-month basis. You only complete the one for month 1 when you get the financial statements. By February, you don't have for March to December. Okay? So this is not like a year-end financial statement that you are preparing. It's on a monthly basis. Now, what I want to achieve here with this consolidation is that when it is between January and February, I should have the financial statement for January here because the financial statement of February had not been sent to us. For example, now, for instance, maybe the business unit will send you their financial statement on the 5th of the next month. So financial statement that relates to January, I will receive it on the 5th of February. So from that ending of January, that is at 1st of January, to that 5th of, to, let's say the ending of February, all I want to see is the financial statement for January, okay? And this date is going to help us. Look at what I'm going to do here. Please, do you get that analogy, please? Before we start putting it into formula, it's very important we understand it first, what we are trying to achieve. Using Excel formula should be driven by objective. Do you understand what I'm trying to achieve here? Please, do you understand what I'm trying to achieve?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So we're going to say,
Hello, sir.
Do you understand what
Hello,
we are
sir,
trying to achieve?
Please, can you come again?
Okay, what we are trying to
Yes,
achieve is that when we receive our financial statement for January 2022, we're going to receive it something maybe from 5th to maybe 10th of February. Okay? So that means that the financial statement of January should be populated in this consolidated account between 1st of January, between 1st of February and 28th of February. So immediately we move to March, automatically the financial statement should switch to that of February because you don't have the one of March yet. When we get to April, this our consolidation should be reading the financial statement of March because we don't have that of April. Okay, so that means this date now, we should have the date for January 2022 here in February. We should have the date for February in March. Do you understand the analogy now? So that's what we are trying to achieve. So let me quickly show you how that can be done. So we're going to say, please pay attention here. If, just watch the formula bar instead of, so we're saying if, we're going to use AND function too. Okay, somebody is trying to, let me just stop my, WhatsApp. So let me just close this entire. Okay, so look at me. We're going to combine if and function. We're saying equals to if and the first thing we're saying, if today, which is 12th of December 2022, okay, are you greater than or equals to this our 1st of January 2022? And I want to lock that. The second condition, you know, when we are using and function like this, we always pass two conditions. All right. The second condition is that today, are you less than February 2022? Let's just look at this formula together. What do you think this is going to give us? Today, are you greater than January? Which is true, right? Today, are you less than January? It is false. And before this if statement can return a true value, both parameters inside the AND function must be true. So here, both parameters are not true. So it's now asking us, what should be the value if this is true? So if it is true, if today is greater than this, and today is less than February, then return us this, January. Otherwise, if that is not true, return me February. Let me try and lock these cells here. So let's first close this and see what is going to return for us. It's returning us February. Why is it returning us February? It's because we said if today is greater than or equals to January, and also today must be less than or equals to February. So that is not true. If that is true, return us January. If that is not true, return us February. So, and the date is returning us February 2002. But that is not all. I just wanted to show us that. The next thing we're going to do is to be another if function. And this is what is called the nested if. The nested if function, if and again. What's the logical test? The logical test is that today, are you greater than or equals to February, which I will lock. And also today, are you less than March, which I will also lock. If that is correct, return me March. But if it's not correct, I mean, if that is correct, return me February. But if it is not correct, return me March. Okay. So it's a kind of very long formula here. And I would just prefer to put everything in and then explain, because I already have it written here. I can copy. And then put it here. All right, so let me just walk you through this formula again. Hello, are you still with me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
You are still with me? So
yes,
let me
sir.
walk you through this, what formula is doing, because it's going to waste a lot of our time. So we are saying, if today, which is November, is going to be picking this time here, 17th of December 2022. Are you greater than or equals to, this E47 is here in our guide. Are you greater than or equals to January? You understand? And also, because the AND function has to take two parameters. Today, are you less than February? Are you less than February? So if you are less than, then return me, if that is true, return me January. If it is false, then return me another if function. You understand? Do you get the idea now? I don't know. I'm trying to explain it in a way that we understand. So let's try that again. and get this our November. We are saying if, and the first logical test is today, okay? Are you greater than or equals to January 2022, which I lock? And today, are you less than February 2022, which I will also log? If that is true, then return me the date for January, which I will log. If it is false, return, we are going to use another if function. And today again, are you greater than or equals to February this time around, which I will lock. And the second parameter is today, are you less than March, which I will also lock. I will close my AND function. If that is true, in fact, even here, I was supposed to close this function. Okay, so if that is true, return me February. You understand? Otherwise, if it is false, then another if function. And so this is because of the purpose you want to achieve. Ordinarily, you should try as much as possible to avoid nested ifs. If there's another way to achieve this purpose, go ahead. Or if you like, you can just type it in. Every month, you can be typing in the date. It doesn't stop you. You understand? But I want to show you another way that we can achieve this with nested if functions, okay? So this is how you're going to repeat it up to November. And then you will have your else December. And that is what we've done here. So you can still go ahead with the explanation I've provided. Try to go through this formula here. You can see now that the last day, I just say value if false, that will be our else. And then I pick December, which is E58. If you come to your guide, December will be on E58. Do you understand? Hello? Do you understand? So since we are in December, we want to assume that the financial statement for December is not yet out. It will be out only by 31st of December or maybe January. So we should still be seeing the date for November because that is the latest financial statement that we have. And it is this date that we will use to populate the consolidated financial statement. Is that okay? I think people are no longer happy with me now. Akambi Kudus, that is my Oga.
We are with you. We are with you, sir.
Okay, so now we can then copy everything. Mr. Kudus, you're welcome, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shegun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we can copy everything to the right. Let's just copy only the formula so that we don't alter the formatting. If you just press Alt ESF, it will paste the formula. And now we are having only, we are having the date as at November, and the same thing goes for all these. For the consolidated monthly wise, consolidated quarterly, and consolidated half yearly. So we can then come here and try to use our sum if, but this time around, we're going to use sum ifs. Okay? We're going to say sum ifs. What is the sum range? Excel is asking for the sum range, the criteria range, and then the criteria. So we go to our YTD financial statement for CTP. This is it. Where is the range that we want to sum? It is here, this revenue. Okay, so let's just lock the, we're going to lock the, we are locking the columns, but we want the rows to move. All right, so what is the criteria range 1? What is the criteria range 1 that we want to use? The criteria range 1 will be these dates. So we go back to that, our CTP, and we pick this date here. So it's only going to sum for November 2022. So we're going to log everything, both rows and column. So it's now asking, what is the criteria? So the criteria is dates. This will log only the row and allow the columns to move. So the next thing is asking, what is the criteria range 2? We go back to this, our YTD, and we pick, no, I think only one criteria is enough. Just one criteria is enough. So we can use this sum if alone. And then we close the brackets. Oh no. Let's do that again. We're saying sum if. What is the range here? The range, I think we even have the dates. Let's use our F3. If you press your F3, sum if, let's press F3. We already have the date range here. CTP EOM. So this is our, date range naming that we did. So we can say, okay, so it's going to pick that date range. What is the criteria? This November. So we fix only the column. And what's the sum range? We go back to this place, revenue from here to here, and then we fix only the columns. We close our brackets and press OK. So now this should be our revenue for November 2022. Let's go back there and be sure that we are correct. November 2022 revenue, 138 million. You know, you can see it now. And it's the same thing as what we are having here, 138 million. Okay, so you can even copy down. You can copy down it will be correct. So since this is 10, I'm coming. Okay, the problem now why that is not correct is because our cell fixing is not correct. So here we are supposed to fix the row, but allow the columns to move. So we're going to fix the row. So one of the things that we've emphasized in this series is that you must try to learn cell referencing. If you want to automate anything in Excel, cell referencing is very important. And that is why you see I copied down, it was showing me 0 because the cell had moved. So that is the cost of sales. Let me open this up with HOI. And then I keep copying down. So you can see how easy it is if you automate your work. So look at the earnings after tax here, 30,458,000. Let's go there. As of November, earnings after tax, 30,458,000. You can see. So what next we're going to do is that instead of doing this again, let's just copy and change one or two things. All right. Let's try to copy to this point. Oh, okay, no. Let's see. Let me just copy this one here. This one is for GHNL. Just come here. Since we already have everything named. For instance, if you come to this GHNL and you see the date range, it's already named. Where is it? Is it under the monthly? Okay. Under the monthly. So if you check here, it has already been named as GHEOM like that. We already did the cell naming in our previous class, if you can remember. So let me see all the cell names. These are all the cell names that are available. We have BCL quarter, all these, end of month. So we can just come here and change this to what? GHNL. All right. And here, what do we need to change here? We just need to change this one also to GHNL. GHNL YTD. So fine. It's not coming up. GHNL YTD. Otherwise, let's just do that over again. I wanted us to be quick about it. Sum if, where is the range? Let's just type it EOM for GHNL, BCL, GHNL, EUM. So we pick that. What is the criteria? Criteria will be this. Sum if, okay, sorry. Sum if, what is the range? We come to this GHNL. The range is this our revenue, and we fix only the column, but allow the rows to move. Our next thing is asking us is what? Oh, I think I'm mixing things up here. Sum if, sorry, I'm making a lot of mistakes. What is the range? The range is here. In fact, instead of using the cell naming, you can even highlight everything at once here. You know, you can just press your fixing. We want to fix everything, both the rows and column has to be fixed. So it's asking us now for the criteria. So we come back here and we use our date as a criteria, which is November. Here we fix the row, but allow, here we fix the rows, but allow the columns to move. And the next thing, the third thing is asking us, where is our sum range? Our sum range is here. This is our revenue here. So we are expecting it to return the revenue for only November. So we fix the column that allows the rows to move, and we click OK. So now if you go to GHNL year-to-date financial statement and we check the revenue, we should have it. Revenue as at November should be 16.5 million. Revenue for November under GHNL YTD. What's page AI? Is 16.5 million. So we can easily verify that November 16.5 million. So any question regarding that? After populating this first year-to-date financial statement, I'm also going to leave you. Okay, I will do year-to-date and then I will do quarter-to-date. So I will leave you to complete the month-wise and also the half-yearly financial statements. So our earnings after tax now is 4.8 million. And when we come here, earnings after tax is actually 4.8 million. So I believe you can be able to complete the rest. Let's just see if we can do that very quickly without, let me just watch me so that we'll be fast about it. Watch me do it very quickly. I will not do any explanation here. BW. I fix everything here. Okay. And I come here. Revenues. So we still have it 5. Okay.
In the quarterfinal, some knockout games, got to the semi-final, and they fell short again. At the times, I just fancy that Morocco are in a better place physically. They haven't played many extra times. Just like to tell him on
That's page I. So for this BWL for November, we are having 16.5. For GNNL for November, we have the same 16.5. I think I duplicated this thing, but no problem. We can still make use of it. So let's go to STL. And here we can come to this STL, choose all the dates, fix it up. And then we want to return the revenue, right? So we fix only the column, and then it's returning that. The same thing for BCL. Here we just need to change the date range here. So we fix both the rows and the column, and we want to return what? The revenue. So here we fix only the column. So, and we have that. Why am I? Okay, I think I didn't pick. I repeated just the same documents, but no problem. I think you at least understand the idea. Now we can then sum everything together. Sum of everything. And this represents our group consolidated financial statement. So that is it. So in case your director just called you one day that, please, what is our consolidated financial statement as at November? So you just go there, what is the group revenue? And you just give it to him. Or in case he's asking you, okay, what is the consolidated financial statement? I mean, what is the consolidated revenue as at April? How do you want to do that? Can you just quickly go to your date setup and switch the date back to April, reset the date to April, and automatically you will see the financial statement for March. If you reset your date to May, you will see the financial statement for April. So that is the way it works. So let me just quickly fill everything up. Let's see if the formula is correct. All right. So now for the balance sheets, what we're going to do is that we're going to use the lookup function here for the balance sheets. For PPE, we say lookup. What should it look up? Lookup value, lookup vector, and result vector. So the lookup value is what? Is this date, November? I want to fix the row. I want to fix the row, but allow the columns to move, yes. So the lookup vector for our CTP will be the range of dates here. This will be our lookup vector. I fixed that completely. And then what is the return vector? We go to our balance sheet. That will be this PPE. Here we want to fix the column, but allow the rows to move. So automatically, all things being equal, for our November, we should have this 2.0 million. Let's see, and that is it, 2.098 million. And then we can copy down. We can copy down. Copy down. Copy down. So you can see that the account is balanced. This is 31.7, and here also 31.7. So we repeat the same thing for the other companies. So let's just try to edit some things here. So we come here to our CTP. Don't worry, we're gonna be fast. So we fix this. Is that correct? No, we're talking here. Let me just try to fix the pane so that I will see what I'm working on. I can come here and see my Alt WFF. Okay, now we want to do for GHNL. Okay. Let's try to edit this and go to this GHNL here. Where is the date array? Here we have the date array. We lock everything. And then we want to go to the balance sheets. We want to go to the balance sheets. And this is my property, plant, and equipment. I fix only the column but allow the rows to move. And then we can get that same 2.09. We are getting that simply because, okay, we should be having, where's my balance sheet items? Property, plant, and equipment. For November, we should have 2.1. We should have 2.1. So just a moment. GHN, this is the date. Lookup is H5. November for this GHN. Let's do that again. We have the list of dates, the area of dates which we want to fix. And then we have to go to property, plant, and equipment here. Where is our PPE? So this is what we are expecting to have, 2.09, okay, for GHNL. All right, so the issue we are having here is because I have mistakenly repeated the same balance sheet all through. So you can see for here, property, plant, and equipment, 2.19 something, and it's the same thing here. So, but in the financial statement I'm going to send to you, in the template that I'm going to send to you, I would have corrected every relevant things. So I've used the same balance sheet all through. So just forgive me for that. So now we're going to just repeat the same thing here. And then you have your group financial statement. Sum. So all things being equal, here we just need to change this one towards BWL, BWL, and here also towards BWL. And then we'll have it there. Had it been the balance sheet figures are correct, we should have it straight away. STL, and you come here, you change this towards STL. So then we have that. This should be our what? BCL. And then here we have BCL. So we can have the consolidated one here. So from here, we can then copy down, copy down. So unfortunately, we're going to have the same thing all through. But by the time you get the templates, you will see everything must have been corrected. Okay. So now let's just do the summation. Total assets. Total assets. So when you are trying to build this kind of model, it takes time initially, but going forward, it becomes very easy for you. Like if you set this very well, if you set it up very well in your company, in 30, 40 minutes, you should be done with that month financial report. Within 30, 40 minutes, but you're going to invest the initial energy, there's no doubt. So we do the same thing here for the cash flow statement. So, but in order not to waste too much of your time, because we already spent a lot of time, let's just quickly, so you will do for this month-wise, quarter-wise, and half-yearly. But I will also do it for you and I will send you the templates. But I would really appreciate if you can go and do it by yourself. And let's just quickly do this financial summary. I already provided the templates. The same thing I did, you can just take this date here. The date that we've already, the formula that we use to derive our dates. You can just come back here to your consolidated YTD. Just pick it. It's the same November. And since we've already, we referenced our cells appropriately, you can see the cell fixing is good. So just come back to this, our monthly financial summary. Then you type in the date. Oh, I made a mistake there. Let me go back. Pick it for my consolidated. Then I go to the monthly financial summary and I just press Alt ESF to paste in the formula alone. So you can see that we have November. And here, you want to achieve November 2021. Just use your end of month formula. End of months. And where is the beginning month? This. I want to go back by 12 months, right? I hope you get that. So now we have our November. We want to go back by 12 months. We should put a minus here. And this is giving us November 2021. So now we can have our percent change here. Percent change. So what you now do is that this is for month-wise, this is for YTD. Okay. So you just go to your revenue, month-wise revenue for, okay, this is for the group. This is for the Crystal Trowel group. And we also have it for the individual companies. Let me just shift that one up. So all you just need is to link from here. Just link from here and then copy to the right. So easy. And you do the same thing for all the business units. Do the same thing for all the business units and then start linking. So when you now get to your YTD financial summary, we have the same thing. When you get to your quarterly financial summary, you have written it's already formatted as quarterly financial summary. Look at what I did here. Let me open the formula bar. You remember that, okay, let me just do that again. Let me delete this for the quarterly financial summary. Let's go to, this is our consolidated again. Pick this formula. Come back to this quarterly financial summary and paste it as what? Oh, paste it as formula. Let me remove this. So we've pasted it as formula. You can see the formula here. So what we're now going to do is that we're going to wrap it up with what? Round up function. Round up. Okay. So round up, what is a month? Automatically, this is the month here. This formula here has given us the month. If you remember what we did the last time when we were trying to create the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter during our last session. So we just close the month function here. We have this bracket here is for this month function. So it's now asking us by how many digits? Okay, this month function divided by what? Divided by 3. Now by how many digits? By 0. So just close that function and we have, this is giving us 1 or thereabouts, but it should be giving us 4. Let's just format that cell to number. And let's see what is there. Okay, let's use general and click OK. So we have 4. So automatically, this is the 4th quarter. This is a simple way to get the 4th, 2nd, 3rd quarter. Let me do that very simply here. Let's just have our November in order to explain so that everybody will be clear. This is our November, and I'll format it as what? I'll format it as dates. November. So, and I want you to show me that it is the 4th quarter. I'll just come here. If you remember, we did the same thing last session. Go back and check it out. Round up, okay? It's asking me for number. So I want to use my date function to convert it to number. I want to convert this date here to number. So I'll say month. So where is the month? This is the month that we're talking about. Then divide by 3. And by how many digits? I want 0. So this is giving me 4. Okay. So let's format this as what? As general. And then put it in the middle. So we can then go to our number formatting. If you press Ctrl+1, it will bring out this cell format window. And you can then simply customize. You can customize it by coming here. So I already have some things customized. Quarter, 4, this one will give you quarter 4 of 2022. Quarter, okay, I want it this way. Okay. Now, I've already done this before, but if you want to know the way I do it, go back to the previous video. So if I click OK, this one is showing me quarter 4 of 2022. Let me do the same thing for half yearly. So the function I will use for half yearly is still the same roundup, dates, months. Where is my month that I'm talking about? This is it here. Roundup, month. This is a month. I close the brackets and I divide here by 2. If I divide by 2, and then my number of digits should be 0. So this should give me, okay, I'm supposed to divide by 6, not by 2. So this is giving me that this November, 30th November 2022 is actually in the second half. All right. So I can then format it to whatever I like, general, customize, and then go to my half yearly of 2022. And that is exactly the same thing that I have done here. So now I'll put this in my quarter of 2022. And this one here, okay, this one should be quarter. Quarter of 2022. And this one, we still use our end of month function. What is the start months? Okay, can we use our end of month function here? Okay, the start month, we can go to our model guide. We can select our November here, fix that up, and we use -12. It should give us 2021. Sorry. This one should give us format as number. Okay, let me see what's happening here. So we want to say end of month function, end of month. Where is the start month here? The start month, we go to our model guide and we pick the start month is November. I want to go back by 12. So the problem here is just the formatting. So we come where we pick 2020. Okay. We already have in our, okay, let me just put it in our date format. This is our date format here. Shop dates. Okay, we have this. Then we can start doing all those formula again. So here we use our roundup formula here. We have our month, and then that EOM is our month. We divide it by what? We divide it by 3. And then what number of digits? 0. And then we can have that. This is already showing that it is 1. So we can just come here and use this our format painter. So this is showing that it is quarter 4 of 2022, but we want to have it as quarter 4 of 2021. So at this point, I know a lot of information had been passed. And in fact, even me, I'm worried that I might have lost a lot of you. So let me just hear from you. What is your experience so far? Am I talking to myself? Is it too complex? Is it too simple? Hello? Jude, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm with you. It's complex somehow.
Okay. Yeah,
But,
yeah, complex to men.
I'm still following up to know how
Okay.
I will fit in. Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Akombi, Kudus.
Yeah, Shego, I just from the beginning and
Okay.
I wasn't in the previous.
All right.
I just made a deliberate What have you to say? I will join today just to
All right.
what is happening and see what I can catch up with.
Okay.
I noticed it was supposed to be 10 o'clock, but I was engaged in quite a number of things, so I couldn't join at that 10.
Yeah,
I
but
will
it's all
try.
right. The video will still be available for you. And I will advise you start from day one. You know, we were
Okay.
building it step by step. We started from using Excel functions, formula to automate basic things. Look at where we're coming from.
Oh.
Let me just quickly show you this presentation here. Okay, these are the things that we've done. Day one, automating the automating the computation of TER. TER is just like the service charge that equity traded fund or any fund manager will charge their clients. So we automate this computation using advanced Excel, dynamic array formulas. The second day, we talked at length about cell range naming. Just the same thing that you see us do today, that we have a range of dates or a range of numbers and we give it a name. It's also a way to perform simple automation. We did button activated VBA macro, and we did a little bit of data presentation. The third day, we use different ifs formula. If, ifs, some ifs, count ifs, max ifs, mean if, etc. Also for the purpose of automation. The fourth day, we started by laying this template that you are seeing. We laid it out. This financial reporting template that you're seeing here, we did the laying out of that template. We leverage Excel cell styling. We had already styled everything and we can call upon it at any time so that everything will be fast. So for instance, now, let me just quickly tell you about our cell style. So, you know, our numbers had always been in 2 decimal. Now, let's see.
Yeah.
So we come to this, our home ribbon. Okay, instead of going that far, this is the cell styles that I'm talking about. This is where you can access it manually. But we just press Alt-AJ to bring it out. And you see this is our normal. This represents our normal. We have already styled everything. We have our banner, we have our subtotal, we have our table style, we have percentage, currency, etc. So we can just come to this normal here. We modify, we come to format, and we can change this to 1 decimal place. It's going to affect the entire workbook. And we click OK. You can see that the whole workbook are changed to 1. So imagine if I want to change everything, every single cell in this workbook to 1 decimal place. I have to be going from one to the other. Look at all the worksheets. Everything are changed to 1 decimal place. This is a very quick way to bring efficiency and effectiveness into whatever you are doing, so that you don't repeat the same thing that you don't normally. It's because we are starting this thing from the scratch. Normally, by the next time, let's say next month, when December financial statement arrives, it's not going to take us more than 30 minutes to prepare the financial statements and to prepare the entire report. Put it in PowerPoint, send it to your manager for presentation. So it's because we just have to invest that initial energy to set everything up. And by the time you set it up, you can continue to use it. And I can promise you, everyone that has attended this program, I'm going to provide you this template. You can go and use it. You can tweak it. You can make it finer than this. You can bring your ingenuity. You know, you can how to format cell different things into it and use it for your own good. Now let's just quickly wrap it up for today. And what are we going to do? Let's just, this is our financial summary. Where is it? I think I'm picking the wrong Excel here. Okay. Oh, no. This thing is always disturbing me. Okay. No, this is still the wrong one. Okay. I think this is what I'm looking for. So let's just quickly fill in one of these. We say, where's our revenue? If you like, you can still use formula here. And you can pick it one after the other if you so desire. You can use formula. Just go, okay, should we use formula? Since we are talking about automation now.
Yes.
We should use formula, right? Let's see if we can use index match. If it doesn't work, we just pick it manually because this is not part of my plan for the program. So where is the array that we want to pick revenue from? This is Crystal Trowel Plc. Okay, we want to say index. Where is the array? Oh, no, this is not going to work. Index array work based on column. No, we're not going to be able to do this. Let's see X lookup. What do you want to look up for? Let's look up for this. Okay, let's just try it. If it doesn't work, then we just pick it manually. Index, where is the array that we're looking for? CTP, we want to pick from this array. We want to pick from this array, okay? And what is the row number? Let's say match. What are we trying to match? Lookup value. So we want to look up for these dates. Okay. Where do you want to look up for it? Which date? Where is the date array? You go back again. The date array is here. So we want to fix that. And what kind of match do we want? We want exact match. So we close the formula for match and we close for index. So it actually worked. So we've been able to return this 138 million. And if you come here for November 20, so this is it. This is it here. All right, so you can use that. And then you will bring back, this is month-wise. I think I'm supposed to do this for, okay, let me just change it. It's not a problem. I'll change this to YTD and change this to month-wise. Month-wise financial summary. Month-wise financial summary. And this one is YTD financial summary. So that is it. The next one is this. Oh no, I will only copy. Let's paste only the formula. Okay. And then gross profit margin. I'm not sure it's going to pick it as the next one, but we can just quickly go there and correct it. Formula. What we do now is we're going to go back and change that range for gross profit margin. For the YTD, our gross profit margin is here. Just change the range. Okay. Okay. So this one also EBITDA. Or another thing we can do so that we just don't waste. Let's see if something like VLOOKUP will work. Yeah, let's try VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP. So we want to bring back our EBITDA, right? VLOOKUP. What is our lookup value? Table array. column. Okay, let's see age lookup. Age lookup. Okay. What's our lookup value? We're looking for this. In fact, I can't remember. Let me not just blow my head because of this. Let's use the function that is working for us. So EBITDA, what's ESF? Okay, so what will be our EBITDA? Let's just be sure that it is correct. EBITDA margin. Go to our CTP. EBITDA margin is from here. We fix it. And the next one is, the next one should be EBITDA. So let's make this one 16 and here also 16. So EBITDA margin, this one will be 17 and here also will be 17. So we have the EBITDA margin. Profit before tax margin. I don't know exactly where it is. I need to go back and pick it. Profit before tax margin. So I also fixed that one. Net assets. So this is in the balance sheet. Where do we pick that one from? Net asset. Let's go to the balance sheet. The management might also be interested in seeing the net asset of the company. So we come here. I think I should have said total assets because net asset will mean, okay, we can still use this. We can say this minus our current liability. Then minus these are our total liability. It should give us the net asset. Oh, no, sorry. The formula is too complicated. Let me put this in brackets. Oh, it doesn't work. So let's just change this to total assets for clarity. So you can bring in a lot of ingenuity into this. So let's now go back and pick our total assets. Total asset is here. Okay, so net cash flow from operating activities. This is another thing that management is interested in. They want to see how the operation is performing. So you come here. So you have to decide on what you think management wants to see. And finally, they want to see the cash balance. What is the cash position of the organization? So you can then come here. So this is the cash balance here. So now let's convert all this to percentage. You already have our percentage sales type, just select it. And then you can format Painter for, okay, it's only EBITDA margin that we have. Gross profit margin. Okay, this is not correct actually. So gross profit margin should have been, I think 12. Should have come under 12 like this. Let me just go there and pick it. Gross profit margin. So, at AJ, and then we have it in percentage. So I believe you must have the previous year's financial statement like this. So you can just copy for the previous year here. Let's just assume some things because here we are not dealing with any previous year. Just go and you can pay special, you can link, but I will encourage you to pay special in this situation because linking means that anything could happen to that workbook you are linking from, and it's going to affect what you're doing. So let's just try to manipulate this or ESV to pay special. And another thing I would do is that I will minus everything, like all these places now. Let me just write 10,000, okay? So this 10,000, I can copy it. And then come here. And then minus 10,000 from everything you are seeing here. Just press your Alt ES. Okay, I think it's not working yet. If I come here, I copy, highlight everything, Alt ES. Then you can subtract. You click on this, your subtract, and click OK. So everything has been subtracted by 10,000. Let's just verify that this minus this. You can see everything is by 10,000. Okay. Everything had been reduced by 10,000. Let's put in this format style. So let's just assume we have our financial statements as a same month last year. So we can then use our simple to get the, to get the change. You can say this divided by this minus 1. We have it in percentage. So since it's insignificant, maybe, okay, let's just say Alt ESF. So all these ones, we're just gonna, let's use formula instead. Gross profit margin. Oh. So what we're gonna do, let's just type this one. Let's assume this one is 73 and this one is 31. So I think what we've reduced it by is too small. So that is why we are not seeing this. But another thing we can do is that let us increase the decimal place. So you can then see it now. This is our change, percentage change. So we will now do the same thing for all the individual companies. Are you with me? So we do the same thing for the individual companies. But for the purpose of today, because of time, I will just copy the same thing. You understand? But the document I will send to you I will have everything for the different companies, the figure for different companies. But because of time, I want to release us as soon as possible. Let's just copy the same thing. Let's assume the same scenario. I think I have to pay special. Alt ESV. Because if I say I should start picking everything one after the other again, it's going to take a whole long time. Alt ESV. And then finally, Alt ESV. So eventually you can then come like this for the group. You just say, okay, what is the revenue for each of the companies? This plus this plus this plus this plus this plus the last one, which is this, and press OK. So you can copy it to the right, and then you can copy down. Gross margin will be different, EBITDA. Okay, we can still put it here. Alt ESF. And then we can copy to this profit before tax margin, EBITDA margin, net asset. So, yeah. But for all these ones, what is a gross profit margin? So we can just go to the group financial statement and pick it from there. Consolidated YTD. What's the gross profit margin for the group? So you can just pick this, provided it is correct. Just pick this. And you just pick the one for the comparative period. For the EBITDA margin, you pick the same thing. Just come to the consolidated financial statement. You find your EBITDA margin, you pick it. And for the profit before tax margin, You do the same thing. Consolidated FS, profit before tax, margin. Then you pick it. Then you can use, let's just use okay, let's just format this one, Alt AJ, percentage, these two together, put it on a percentage sales type. You see? So just find something here too. I don't know what you're going to put here. So you just have to copy this from your previous year financial statement. Let's say this one is 30. This one is 25. This is 25. So eventually we can also copy this formula like this and put it here. So this will be our group report. ESF. All right. So now let's assume you have a PowerPoint presentation like this. No, let's not use this. So let me just open a new slide. Open a new slide. So let's insert text box. So you can say financial summary. Financial summary group. Okay. So here you have what okay, you can just let's just put here, let's call this one Crystal Trowel group results. You have consolidated financial summary. Okay. You can make it bigger than this. Let's make it bigger than this. Let's use, let's say 24 here. And then let's write it in a different, let's use this blue. Okay. So let's now insert another box. Can insert another box here. Let me see. Let me just be sure that you are still following you. Okay, I will see our 4 people. So you can insert another box like that. And here you have your profit before tax. So you put the explanation in front. The next one will be, no, instead of profit before tax, let's just call this one. Let's Oh, no. So we have come to the end of the training. I'm sorry, I was just putting everything. I didn't know that you guys were not hearing me. Mr. Sheon, Mr. Oluyemi Sheon, how are you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay, so can you just say one or two things about the training and if you have been able to benefit from it?
Seriously, it's a nice training, and I have learned so many things. It's just that I need to now sit down to practice, because that's where I can become.
Yeah,
Can become
it's a lot
perfect.
of information, I know, but just go over the video again and support
Yes.
it with the template that I'll be sending over to you.
I will work on it. I will work on
It's
it.
all right. So try to design a fine PowerPoint presentation. You can use this
Okay.
template and then, tweak it, make it look beautiful, something that is presentable to a board of directors. And then
All
the
right,
knowledge
sir.
is yours.
All right, sir.
So you
I
can
should send
just,
it to your WhatsApp.
what did you say? Yeah, I will appreciate if you can send whatever you've done to me.
Okay, sir.
Send it to me. I'll be happy to review it and to also point one or two things out to you. And I believe that with this kind of training, if you can go through it and master every step, you should be able to take the next role, the next big role in any company.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So it's all right, bro.
I
Thank you very
appreciate
much. Take care of yourself and enjoy
Thank you
the
very
rest
much.
of your weekend.
Thank you very much, sir. You
Bye.